beauties, welcome back to my channel. So there has been a release of a new palette, and that is the Too Faced Semi-Sweet Chocolate Palette. The original chocolate palette is like a cult classic in the beauty world. It is a lot of favorites for a lot of makeup lovers, and this is what the palette looks like. And so because this palette was such a success, Too Faced decided to release another palette, and this came out on Tuesday for VIB Rouge and VIB only on Sephora.com. It will be available for everybody at Sephora December 15th. So I did pick this up and I have had a chance to play with it. I am wearing it on my eyes today, so I wanted to let you guys know my thoughts and whether or not I think you should run out and grab this palette or if it's kind of a pass. So let's get into it. This is the packaging of the palette. It's super cute. It looks like a chocolate bar, which who does not love chocolate, especially us women. The new palette is a lot slimmer than the first chocolate bar palette. I know they did redesign the original chocolate bar palette so that it can be slimmer. I do have the first one, so it is quite thick and bulky, as you could see. So I love that they came out with a slimmer version. So these palettes are known for smelling like chocolate. They do use cocoa powder in the shadows, so that is why it is called chocolate bar, and it does smell like chocolate, and it is divine. I love it. So here are the shades. This palette comes with 16 shades, 2 of them being very large. They are meant to be highlight shades. I guess everybody uses up their highlight shades quickly. I don't really use highlight shades that too often, but I do like the concept of catering to those who do. So there are 7 mattes in this palette. 7? Yes, 7 matte shades in this palette, and the other ones are a combination of satin and shimmer shades. For the palettes side by side, so you can kind of get an idea of what they look like. This palette, it has a magnetic closure, which honestly isn't the strongest. It kind of like flaps open. I don't know if it's just mine, but the magnet on here is kind of a dud. But besides that, what I do like about this palette is that it does have the names of the shadows actually imprinted on the palette, as to where this one has a little sheet, which I don't like because I just kind of like to toss that aside, but I like to know the names. So good job Too Faced for imprinting the name on the palette. So this palette does have a combination of cool and warm tones, and it comes with a mirror. It says Chocolate Bar Semi-Sweet. And then it also comes with this kind of guide. It gives you 3 looks and how to achieve those looks, which is kind of nice tool if you like this type of thing. Okay, so as far as the pigmentation goes, I think most of them are fairly pigmented. There are 2 that I'm slightly disappointed in, with one being Blueberry Swirl. It looks like this beautiful, vibrant blue in the pan, but when I swatched it and when I applied it to my lid, I do have it on my lid, it just is not as pigmented as I would like it to be. I really did, see, that's a swatch, like that's not even that pigmented. You really have to really go in there and really pack on the shade to get the desired pigment that you want. And so that is the swatch. I just was expecting it to be more vibrant and blue than what it does come off. I did try to use it wet to see if I can get some more pigment, and it just still is just a kind of mediocre shade. So I'm kind of disappointed in that. And I'm also disappointed with the shade Pink Sugar, which is this one here. I do have it on my inner tear ducts. What I am disappointed about it is it's very chunky and glittery, which is nice that you have that glitter, but it hardly has any pigment to it whatsoever. It looks like a very nice pink in the pan, but when it comes off, it's just pink glitter. I'm not sure if you can see that. Other than that, there's a very, very nice There's a very nice variety of transition shades in here. I think that this is a very nice neutral palette with that one pop of color, which isn't that colorful. In comparison to the original Chocolate Bar palette, which also has a good array of colors. What I like about this palette is that all of the shades are equally as pigmented. With one swipe, you have such beautiful pigment with every single shade. There's not one shade in here that I am disappointed by. They are all very pigmented and beautiful. Okay, so I do think this palette is beautiful. Do I think you should run out and get it? No. I'm kind of disappointed in that it's not super unique. I think all of these shades are pretty dupeable. You can find in other palettes. And this blue, which you see in pictures and you think is going to be so beautiful, just isn't as great as it looks in the pan. You know, applying it to the lid, the color pigmentation just really isn't there. This pink sugar shade, like I said, is just plain straight glitter, and it's just not something that I would say to run out and get. It is a beautiful palette, but again, I think all of these shades are dupeable and the blue just isn't living up to what I think it should. So while it is a nice palette and I will keep it in my collection, for those of you who are wondering if you need to run out and go get this palette, I would say no, don't run out. My honest opinion is that the original is far more better than the semi-sweet. If you have none, get the original. If you have the original and you want to get the semi-sweet, you really don't need it. If you have the semi-sweet, I would say get the original. I do like the semi-sweet, but if I were to go back in time, knowing what I know now, I would not repurchase it. So, okay you guys, so that is my thoughts on the Too Faced Semi-Sweet Chocolate Bar Palette. I hope you found this video helpful. Make sure you leave your request down below. Please give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. And make sure you follow me on my social media. And until next time, I'll see you in my next video. Bye guys.